Yeah, it's just like, is that like the only shirt Pinto has? I'm like, no, that's just my Saturday shirt. Because I always wear the Miskatonic University shirt, but I got my Shadow Law shirt that I got from PAX.
Cool.
So
I have many other shirts, but unfortunately, I only grab like what's the beginning of the rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a lot of people really like this shirt though.
It's a nice shirt.
Yeah. All right. So, Pinto, I have a question for you.
Yes, ask away.
Can you tell that this movie is an adaptation of a book written in the 60s?
Obviously.
Because
something
about the way it looked and the themes and the dialogue really just kind of just screamed the 60s.
Yeah, I feel like we should have gone to a cow pasture or something and picked up some shrooms before we went and saw this.
Dude, what if you can, like, travel the universe with the power of love?
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. God, I remember...
Your inner light is so bright, man! We're looking for my father. Ask the flowers.
Yes.
They know everything.
They're the biggest gossipers in the universe. Oh my God.
They speak in color.
You know. And it's really fucked up. When you went to elementary school, did you have something called a weekly reader?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I had it too. And every issue they pushed those friggin' books hardcore. Yeah. Specifically the third one, which came out in '78, A Swiftly Tilting Planet.
There was more?
There's 5 books in that series, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I only knew...
And it follows her throughout her life, so by the 3rd book, she's an adult with kids.
Wow.
Guess who she marries? 3 guesses.
Boring kid?
Boring, yeah, Calvin?
Yeah, boring. We'll get to him in a minute.
Yeah, but if you couldn't tell, we went to go see A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
No.
No? I haven't read the book. I remember seeing it at the library all the time. I used to love the cover of it. It's that painting of like the centaur with the wings with the winged arms and the kids are riding on it.
Yeah.
Which was not in this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't in the movie at all.
However, I have seen the other movie based on this book. I think it was in like 2004 or something. It was also produced by Disney. I think it was either a made-for-TV movie or like direct-to-DVD or something like that.
Probably the Disney Channel.
Yeah, I did watch that, and man, oh man, that shit was weird. And it was very different from this one. I would say the original movie was a lot scarier because there was some creepy stuff in that one. It kind of played out like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Cool.
Yeah, it had that same like feel to it, especially when they went to that cul-de-sac of the creepy synchronized children.
The cul-de-sac of the damned?
Yeah, really. Yeah. That, and then when they went to go, they fought the darkness, which is the It, yeah.
I didn't see a monster clown. I was very disappointed.
Well, according to MatPat, this is the same universe.
Makes sense.
As Stephen King. And according to Frederator, that Coraline also takes place in the King universe. So there's like a whole undiscovered connected universe here, but that's a whole other
Maybe
thing.
Disney will make an animated version of Pet Sematary at some point. Get on it.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the musical numbers for that one. You're going way up there, you shouldn't go up there.
Don't go down that road.
Anyway, where do we friggin' begin with this movie?
Well, let's start with the premise. But we already mentioned the premise. How do you traveling the universe with the power of your mind?
Pretty much. So this guy, scientist, he wants to discover a tesseract that'll actually fold space, and you can travel from one point to another by folding space. Well, a wrinkle in the time-space.
Which, according to most literature and films, is never a good idea.
Nope. Never do that.
Going back to Stephen King, he wrote a little short story called The Jaunt, which also dealt with that.
Yeah. Sometimes you get stuck between worlds.
For
and
millions of years.
And you don't want that.
Yeah.
Because that's where the bad shit lives.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yeah, he discovers this. He discovers it, and then he mysteriously disappears. And then his daughter grows up to be
Meg.
Meg. Not yet.
Not yet.
She's dealing with her father being missing. They had just adopted a son right before he disappeared.
Charles Wallace.
Charles Wallace. Why do they keep calling him by his full name?
I don't know.
That's very clunky.
That's only something you do if you're really pissed off at a kid. That's the only time you ever use like their middle name.
Yeah.
Or call them by more than one name.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he's he's a genius. She's really smart too, but she's dealing with stuff because her father died.
Mostly.
And she gets constantly harassed by the cunt brigade in school, who messes with her for no reason.
Yeah.
There was literally no reason for them to be that way. They were just a bunch of bitches.
Pretty much. But she smacked one of them in the face with a volleyball.
Oh, that was so good.
And then that was the end of her for most of the movie.
Yeah, well, anyway, so that's happening, and then this mysterious crazy lady shows up at their house one day, Mrs. Whatsit.
Played by Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. I kind of liked her in this.
Yeah.
She had the most personality out of the three ladies.
That's true.
Which brings me to probably my biggest complaint with this movie. Nobody acts like a goddamn human being.
Yes, that is very true. Even the humans don't act like humans.
Even the... Okay, I can accept, like the mystic crap, but the people, like they just show up in their backyard one day and they're like, okay, hey, you want to go on a time-space adventure? And they're like, alright.
To be fair, that's pretty much how The Hobbit started, too.
Yeah.
It was pretty much Gandalf knocking on Bilbo's door going, "We're going on an adventure, you should come with us." "Nah, come on. Nah, come on." All
Come
right.
on. Come on.
"We're gonna go slay a dragon." "What?"
Yeah, so they take them to across the world, universe, and they find out that their dad is stranded on this planet that is a giant evil brain. Apparently,
yes.
That's its true form, I suppose.
Anybody here ever play Life Force for the NES? Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So they gotta go there and get him, and then they have to avoid the temptations of that were the it. Which brings me to my other complaint about this movie, and I'm only comparing it to the other movie that I saw. I don't know how this goes down in the book, but in the new movie, Charles Wallace gets corrupted by the it and becomes kind of a little asshole because he's a little stuck up smarty pants.
Gotta admit that was a big gripe for me too, because I'll tell you what, child villains are not scary.
No,
they're not
unless they have like a really good actor behind it.
Yeah,
which is very difficult to do. However, in this movie, his heel turn was kind of sudden.
Abrupt.
Yeah, it's like they meet the what's his name?
They meet Lewis from Ant-Man.
They meet him and they're like, "Here, take my hand," and that was enough for him to go evil. In the other movie, he gets tempted quite a bit. Like the manifestation of the it, the person who is a very different kind of person. Kind of like shows him like, think of all the things you can do here. Look at all the possibilities, and like shows him, all the things, and that's kind of what makes him go bad.
Yeah. Here he just spins around and turns heel. It's just like
evil.
Like, I'm bad now, and now it's like, and now you'll see nothing but close-ups of my buck-toothed grin as I mock you, all of you.
Yeah.
Look at the glowy veins on my face.
I believe that was because the other movie that I saw was pretty long, and in fact, when I was watching it, I was like, wow, this is still going on. I thought there's like 5 acts in this movie. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
And this one was pretty short, and I think that was what we were talking about before we went to go see the movie, because it's not getting good reviews.
No, it's not.
And it's
like a little over 40% critic score and a little over 30 for audience.
Yeah. That is a problem. The pacing in this movie is kind of bad.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Most of the characters don't really get good characterization. For example,
Are we mentioning him now?
Yeah, we might as well.
Calvin.
Calvin! What the fuck was his purpose in this movie?
He just shows up.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Charles Wallace is like, we're going on an adventure. You want to come? And you're like, okay, I'm here.
I got nothing else to do this Saturday.
Yeah, really. And he just shows up. Like he's like, something told me I was supposed to be here. Yeah, it was the script.
It was the director and your agent.
Stand there. Now walk with them.
And look pretty.
And look pretty for the girls that are going to go into this movie. Should he take his shirt off? No, he's too young. Leave his shirt on.
On.
Just show your pretty boy.
Wait till a wind through the door. We'll take up. We'll do it then for the sequel. We'll do it for the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. And see, that's the problem because I've noticed whenever Disney does a movie that's not animated, not Star Wars, or not Marvel, it doesn't do so well.
Yeah, true.
When we went to go see The Big Friendly Giant, we liked that movie, but it didn't do well at the box office. Even I think a lot of their live action adaptations of the animated movies don't really do that well.
No,
and I mean I think they do okay, but they don't do that well. Another great example was Tomorrowland. I actually saw Tomorrowland not too long ago, and I kind of liked it, but at the box office, it just
tanked.
It tanked. It's the reason why we didn't get a sequel to Tron Legacy.
No shit.
They were planning another Tron movie, and because that movie didn't do so well, they just canned it.
Wow.
They were like, well, we can't do another... We can't do anything else that's not animated or Marvel or Star Wars, so yeah, we're just not going to do it.
So for those of you who are waiting for a sequel to the or a reboot of the Apple Dumpling Gang, well, you're out of luck.
Yeah, it ain't happening. I don't know what else that they might be working on, but yeah, it's a shame. I can't call this movie bad.
Neither can I. It's clearly marketed towards kids.
Yeah, it's marketed toward. It's got a lot of faults, but I can see this movie getting popular once it goes to Blu-ray or whatever streaming service.
Yeah, it'll
Disney's
probably pick up and get a cult following.
Yeah, I think it will. There weren't a whole lot of people at the theater going to see it either.
Nah.
Which is it's a shame. It's not a bad movie. I'm actually hard pressed to say which of the two movies I saw was better.
I have nothing.
I feel like the older movie, because it was longer, it had more time to breathe.
Yeah.
Also, again, this story is very, very weird.
Yeah.
And it did make for some good visuals.
Oh yeah, visually this movie was amazing, I thought.
Yeah. Not quite on... I was hoping it would be on the level of, like, Doctor Strange.
No,
in terms of visuals. Because it was... it could have really... It had a lot of themes. Doctor Strange dealt with alternate realities, and we had that really cool kaleidoscope effect.
The folding city, which I love.
They could have did more stuff like that in this movie. Instead, we got Mrs. What's-It turning into a lettuce monster.
Yeah, turning into the thing from Fantasia 2000, the Earth Spirit, that takes on the Firebird.
The first thing I thought of, honestly, there was that Kids in the Hall sketch, Cabbage Head.
Yeah. Oh God.
and then the gamer in me immediately after that thought of Spar from Breath of Fire.
Gotcha.
And that felt a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah.
The centaur did not show up in this one. I think that's what she was supposed to be, but they changed it to a leaf creature.
I don't know. You can tell it was a kids movie because a lot of the time the kid actors are always looking at everything with like, oh my God, it's a me! Like what they usually do when they go to a fantasy world in kids movies.
It's so much whimsy.
And so I get it. It's a kids movie that's marketed towards kids. So there's not really a whole lot of stuff that goes over their heads, but so it works on that level. But seeing it as a grown-ass man, like, by the end, like, the 35-year-old me is just going, okay.
Yeah, I saw...
Yes, love conquers all. Yeah, that's bullshit. Anyway.
And also, again, made in the 60s.
Yes.
There's a light in the universe and it battles the darkness, man.
We can travel to distant planets with our minds.
Let's hold hands and travel the galaxy together.
Yes. Let's all stand on one foot and hold hands with Zach Galifianakis. Which, that was a shock to me that he was in this movie.
Dude, what if the world was like a giant video game? Oh, wait, that's the next movie.
Yeah.
The next adaptation of a young adult novel. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Should we talk about more about Mrs. Who, Mrs. What's-It, and Mrs. Switch?
Yeah.
The three most important people in the universe.
Apparently. And of course, one of them is Oprah.
Yes, larger than life, literally.
That was so funny. Like, there were so many scenes where Oprah was like a giant.
Yes, it's just like she's in the background, just watching everything unfold, just like, yes, this pleases God, Oprah.
I'm just imagining like just shooting footage of Oprah in front of a green screen, going.
In that giant outfit.
Yeah, I love that scene where she just shows up, and
yes,
when that happens
in the movie, she's like, "I am Oprah, the great and powerful." Oh my God!
And the other one, Mrs. What was her name? Hugh?
Mrs. Who?
Mrs. Who? Yeah, she speaks almost entirely in literary quotes.
Yep.
So she quotes like.
But at least she cites her sources.
Yes, that's very important.
She abides very strictly to MLA style.
Always cite your sources.
Yes.
That was a good thing. She didn't really do a whole lot, unfortunately.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she was. That's what I was saying. Like Mrs. What's-It had the most personality out of the three of them.
Yeah, she had the most screen time too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of like the thing her and Zach Galifianakis had. That was kind of adorable.
Yeah. Even though, again, since the movie was moving along like this, they didn't really embellish on it.
Yeah. Yeah, again.
It's like, all right, we're here now. Now we're on Uriel. Now we're in far, Come on, let's move, let's go.
So, now we're on Ego, apparently.
Ego.
Which is what I was thinking. All I was thinking of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when she was battling the evil brain.
Yes.
Because that's basically what Ego was. So yeah, I guess I would recommend this. Again,
I mean, if you have young children, then yes, I would probably recommend you go see
Young children will like this. I would show them the original too, because that'll scare the hell out of them.
Have them read the book.
Yeah, read the book, of course. I would actually like to check out the book at some point just to see how different it is.
How cracked out insane it is.
Yeah, oh God.
I don't know. Like I said, I never read it in elementary school. I was more of a Bruce Colville fan.
Yeah, me neither.
I loved My Teacher as an Alien. That was probably my favorite book. Come to think of it, they just made a series out of... Not out of that, but what was the thing that I just saw on Netflix? Aliens Ate My Homework, which was a separate series, but it was his
I think
books.
that sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen that, but it sounds familiar.
But yeah.
Well, anyway. Speaking of Netflix, I forgot to mention Series of Unfortunate Events is coming back. I'm very, very excited about that. Speaking of kids having a rough time.
Yeah, right? Serious.
Alright, well, is there anything else left to say about this one?
Other than the fact that it was fucking weird? No.
It was weird, it was pretty... And I get where they were trying to go with it, but again, it kind of stumbles upon itself a few times.
They were trying to do too much with too little time, I think.
Yeah, I think that basically boils down. I wonder,
most modern movie
I would love to see maybe if they release this on Blu-ray, if they'll have like an extended cut. Maybe it'll be a little bit better. Yeah. But for now, it's just a maybe for me. Yeah. Not bad, but
if you have kids, go see it. But if you're, if you don't, I would just skip this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Just wait for Ready Player One, and then you can rage all you want. Oh, people are already hating that. There's already we have to.
I don't wanna.
We have to. That book we've actually read. We have to watch it.
That's true. We did both read it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll probably be back with that unless we find something else to watch.
Gotcha.
All right. So.
Wrinkle in Time.
See you later. fight the darkness and bang on those tambourines and talk to the flowers.
Patchouli. Actually, no. Patchouli it's terrible. Don't use patchouli ever.
Okay. I don't even know what that is.
It's better you don't.